Last time on Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater. After Chasnoff was caught stealing the greenhouse guard's keys, Greer confronted him about it on the way to brunch, but Chasnoff managed to convince her that he was doing it for the greater good. And over brunch, Greer decided that she and Chasnoff should go separate ways. So Chasnoff tried to pick her pockets while they hugged goodbye, but soon regretted it as she booted him in the butt on the way out, embarrassing the gnome, who ran off to rest his injured body and ego, while Greer investigated the local library for some horticulture books to study, but found she was not allowed to check the book out without Chasnoff or another local's assistance. Bahamut, in Finn's body, spotted the magic walking out in the distance and tried to follow it with her new young monk friend Halim, and got to know him better along the way. But after narrowly escaping a zombie horde in the forest treetops, and transforming into a flag and being carried by Halim south until transforming back into Finn, they found themselves deep in zombie territory. Uthbert Archeon and his allies toyed around with the Great Crystal of Kelnar and managed to teleport a lower judge to the temple to interrogate him, and after subduing him, smashed both his index fingers before questioning him. Meanwhile, Cersei, Harlock, and Ramses decided to take it upon themselves to clear most of the zombies near Oestra's front gate. And now, Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater continues. So there you are, in a room with two corpses and a magic crystal, and you guys have been there for a period of time now. I think a number of days at this point, at least.
We'll throw them out to the Minotaur.
Throw them out where it is, into the labyrinth? What's he gonna do with them? It's still gonna stink up the place.
That's like his thing, isn't it?
Eating people? No, that's not a thing he does. You've never witnessed him eat people. Not this one. This is a teenage ogre in a Minotaur body, so he doesn't eat people.
But ogres eat people.
Not this one. This one was raised by the Blinding Light Guild to be good. It's a complicated backstory, so don't judge someone until you know all the facts, Gordon.
Yeah, really.
It's in their monster. It's in their bestiary description.
There are exceptions to every rule, my friend. So what are you guys doing? Just hanging out by this rock? Staring at it?
We have a torture victory.
Where are you guys like pooping and peeing? So you smashed a guy's fingers with a hammer. The unknown judge of Kelnar, the fourth judge, the lowest judge on the judge totem pole. Yeah, so you smashed the guy's fingers. I guess that's an intimidate check for information at that point.
That is a 20, not natural.
Alright, you guys are pretty intimidating. 3 birds, 2 of them you can't understand, 1 that speaks common for some reason, and a guy with a gun smashing his fingers with a hammer.
I can't be like, answer my boy's questions or I'm gonna murder you.
You can, but then he still has to roll one to ask his questions, see how intimidating he is.
Yeah, because you rolled a non-natural 20, right?
I'm gonna be like, hey, who's his father?
What are you talking about?
I don't think you would know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Judge, your father, the bastard, you should know this.
There are 4 of us, 4 judges, and I guess we've all had, a time or two at the old brothel, but I think if this is some whore's son, I don't think that's my problem or any other judge's problem.
So, what we're seeing here is a definite problem. Judges abuse power to get women pregnant, and then we can't figure out who the damn father is. So you're not going to help in that regard, are you?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. This is the first claim I've heard.
What is particular about them? What do they do in their life? What's their
their time doing?
I mean, they each run the court on different days, alternating. Other than that, they spend time at their homes, or for a period of time they were here in the Crystal Chamber. They left it guarded by their most trusted deputy Hank, who now appears to be dead. So
and Cooter.
I'm sorry, they didn't leave her there. Yeah, killed the Cooter.
Yeah.
Is there a period of time that they're all together?
Very rarely.
That's that. Very rarely.
Yep. Not since they were kids.
I don't want them all together until I kill them.
What's the last thing you said, Brian?
So let's ask you about the crystal. What do you know about the crystal and its powers?
It says I've touched the crystal. I've felt its power.
Or anything else? I'm sure you have some kind of intelligence network.
He says the other 3 judges were better connected than I were. They, rumored to even have spent time with Kelnar Tartharian as children. Their fathers were the original judges of Kelnar, were close comrades with him and Barclay, the great wizard. But I am the lowest judge on totem pole. I've, only recently gotten this position. I know very little.
Are the other judges weaker or stronger than you?
What kind of, do you mean, like, physically, mentally, like what?
All the above.
I don't know, I guess we're all differently able, I guess. I don't know if I would say that I'm weaker than any of them, but maybe they are. We've never had, like, a push-up contest or a fist fight.
Well, let me ask this in a different way.
They're all a little bit older than I am, but not much.
Let me ask that in a different way, then. If you got a fight in between each one, like, separately, who would win? Just going off what you think.
It's hard to say. You ever been in a fight? Sometimes fights are based on luck, and I don't know which way the sun is. Like, it's a complicated question.
The deck is more stacked than other times.
Do any of them have higher ranks, or like they all pretty equally?
Yeah. Besides me, the other 3 judges are all equal level in our government. They all pretty much lead the city. out of game. This guy's like vice president, and they're like all 3 co-president.
Are you aware of the contract they signed with HBI? Are you part of that contract?
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then, so you don't know. Are you aware that they've made a pact with the devils?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you aware of any other crystals?
I'm not.
Are you aware of any significant information that could help us about the city? Do the judges know that we're here?
I mean, yeah, you touched the crystal. We all felt it.
Fuck, that means they're coming for us. What did you do when you found out about us touching the crystal, and are the other judges, do you have a plan with them in regards to them coming towards us?
I mean, it was my day in court. I just went to work and tried cases like usual, and then I ended up here somehow.
Do you know any pertinent details about the city that would aid in, conquering it? Any magical items?
What kind of question is that?
No.
I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you if we're in the city. No
He's
problem.
scared out of his wits. I'm gonna murder him if he doesn't do what I want.
No.
Alright.
I don't know about any magical weapons that can help you conquer the city. It's a city with a wall and some buildings in it. What you want from me right now?
I don't either anymore, okay? You're basically worthless.
Like, did he just decide to become a judge, or did he like look up to these 3 guys?
Yeah, he looked up to them as a kid because they made all the laws in town. They're very powerful. He worked his way up through the ranks. He was a deputy. He was a sheriff. He was an aide. He was a barrister. I mean, he worked his way all the way up to judge.
Is it a power-hungry game, or is it?
I mean, here the judges are judged to be the most just people in town that have everyone's best interest in mind. They create laws to benefit everyone. They keep us safe from the desert. They help promote trade with other nations. Like, they help keep the smaller cities on the other coasts safe by providing law enforcement for these territories that are far away from the nation's capital that have, less defense, less order. Like, they try to help the whole continent.
Are they really that righteous, or do they? Are they?
They believe in the law. I mean, they were raised in the law. Their fathers were judges before them, and they believe the law is just and fair, and that everyone should obey it.
Is there any corruption?
I mean, every society has corruption. Some people say that some of the judges have made laws that have benefited themselves more than others. So there is a faction and there is an underbelly. There's crime in the city, but that's all perspective.
Knowledge to you about anything that the judges have done in the past that have been somewhat shady?
Well, the one that gets the most complaint is probably the judge whose family owns the Scorch Brewery. They made that the only liquor available to buy in town. All other liquor sales are illegal. While you can still sometimes find those things on the black market.
Alright,
So not the brewery, or like the booze in general. That's about the only.
And that's Judge Reinhold that owns the brewery, the Scorch Brewery, the Scorch Distillery.
Cooper, if you have anything that can connect the dots here, in terms of like clues about who your father would be, I guess we could relate it through those to the judge who might know more.
I guess the only information that would help us right now is that Judge Reinhold owns the Scorch Brewery, so we could probably get rid of this guy and then go to maybe the local brewery and ask around and get some information about Judge Reinhold from the locals. So, like, maybe if we find out, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some people that have some dirt on them, or maybe just, like, could tell us some valuable information. I don't know, because this guy doesn't know jack shit, apparently. Or at least that's what it looks like.
Nope.
I don't have anything else when I ask, I don't think. Nothing that would help.
I'm gonna kill him.
Alright, you kill him even though he's not one of the judges that has a contract with the HBI and technically not on your list.
Evil.
Hey, he's part of the power structure.
You can tell yourself that all you want, but I am counting that as one of your strikes versus leaning towards an evil alignment.
Alright, so if I do something remarkably good, I can have a strike towards good alignment?
You can come back up, yes, that's how it works.
Alright, cool.
You can atone for your sins by doing really good things, but
Alright, I'm
until
gonna
then...
eat his soul too.
Alright, you kill this guy and swallow his soul. 3 dead bodies in this very small area. He shoved a couple out into the hallway, but the Minotaur never came for him, so it's starting to reek like dead body in here. Not really accomplishing much.
Alright, so let's go to scry on these other judges.
Alright, you try to scry on the other judges.
Sulu's gonna scry on
who?
owns the brewery.
Alright, so Sulu basically only knows the guy's name, he knows nothing else about him. He has nothing on him. So the guy's gonna get a will save, and he's gonna get a big plus to his will save because you know nothing about the guy really other than his name. What does Cuthbert know? Probably more than your guy, but you have to know how to scry.
I don't know why I killed that guy.
Can we take it
But
with us?
the
or-
more familiar you are with who you're trying to scry on, it helps. You can scry on areas. It's It's more like an overview of the island. It's easier to do like a satellite view than like a close-up view of something, unless you know more about it.
So is the crystal like fixed in that area? Like we can't take it out of there?
I mean, it's on a pedestal. I mean, it's on a stone or an iron pedestal. So I mean, it's pretty large. It could be moved, but you have to be able to lift it off this large pedestal.
Why do you want to move it, Goose?
I mean, if it could like help us, like give us information about Kelnar, if we like move around Kelnar, like I don't know, proves more use to us. But I don't know.
You want to go back to the other place, back to the town? We could, two of us could fly you there, and one could stay here and watch over the crystal, and keep an eye on things.
I was going to suggest, that you guys are probably going to have to leave the crystal at some point in time, and you're probably leaving one behind the way that Cersei left Cooter behind is probably a good idea. Leaving someone behind to watch. Yeah,
I miss her.
Yeah, you gotta leave one of these guys behind to protect the crystal. So say which one is left behind to protect the crystal if you guys are leaving.
I trust Sulu.
Right, you leave Sulu behind, and then what do? You leave the room, walk into the labyrinth.
Let's construct a path outwards that would just close behind.
Yeah, you can use the crystal to call the Minotaur, and he can lead you out.
That'd be great.
All right, you call the Minotaur. I rolled a perception for the Minotaur to see if he noticed that the girl he loves is dead. I got 20 though, so he's gonna see your dead body and freak out. Roll for initiative.
Whoa, hey, hold on a second.
There was a dead Boobra in there too.
Hey,
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's upset.
25.
He was looking forward to one day hitting that, and now it'll never happen.
25.
For initiative, yeah, you're gonna go first. I got 20. So you see him charging in, and he looks angry. He's got a tear in his eye.
Yo, wait a second. Hold on a second. There's a really good explanation here.
That's a diplomacy check if I ever heard one.
Yeah, okay. 18.
No, he's still charging you. He's freaking out, man. He's an angry teenage ogre in a Minotaur body.
Can I do like a
He's having
bluff
trouble
check?
processing his emotions right now.
For my other guy, I'm gonna roll a 17
That's two. He gets to go before that.
and an 18.
So that's still lower. Anyone else beat 20 to go before this guy?
Yeah, I got let's see, 12.
Yeah, so not Cuthbert.
Let's do this natural 20. That is a 9 and a 6.
That's his turn. He's going to go for you. 18 and a natural 20, which is 27.
Shit.
31 damage.
Jesus Christ.
And he's going to surge it. So plus 12.
He's very mad.
He's very mad.
Holy shit.
43 damage, yeah. With Great Axe. He just got Great Axed by a giant Minotaur.
Happens.
Yeah, in D&D it does.
Are you not dead yet, dude? Like, you have
No, I have
44
toughness feats. I have a toughness feat and an extra toughness feat with mythic ability. I have really high HP.
That's very impressive for someone who's level 2.
Well, I was a level 5 before, and I died, and he let me keep certain
That
aspects.
doesn't matter what you
And
were.
he made me repeat multiple levels. While
I did let
not-
him keep some
and
aspects.
letting me take my HP.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
There are benefits to dying and coming back. 62 minus 4, like 19? Something like that?
Yeah, he kicked my ass. I am not long for this world.
Yeah.
But,
So you are a bird. I mean, he doesn't just hit a bird with an axe. So, I mean,
yeah.
you're larger than a vulture, but
Yeah,
not
you
much.
got cut in half.
Yeah, so since Sulu's on the crystal still, let's kill him.
Alright, you're gonna use all 5 mythic points and see if that works. The maze shudders. The whole temple shudders when you do that. He doesn't die. But the whole building shakes and stones fall from the ceiling. And you did spend all 5 mythic points for Sulu.
Did it affect his health any?
Yeah, you took a
Alright.
hit.
Alright, so a Chekhov, he is going to attack him, power attack, which is a 19.
That's a hit.
7.
And we're on to Cuthbert, I believe. You just saw this Minotaur charge in, crying, and smack this bird with his axe.
It really hurt.
You're probably about 15 feet away. One dead body chained to the floor, 2 dead bodies like sort of right nearby Archaon and this Minotaur.
I guess I'm just going to attack. So, how long do we spend in like that chamber? Like, how many days was that?
I think it was a couple days. You probably rested. I don't know if Arcana did, because Arcana has to tell me when he rests, because he doesn't have to sleep. He has to choose to do it, so he doesn't regain his spells unless he tells me he rests. But I assume you being
Half elf.
half elf, yeah, half elf, so you still need to sleep 8 hours a day or so. So you probably did rest at some point in time.
Is that like it brings back mythic points, right?
Yep.
Each day.
Yep.
And what about health?
It brings a 1d8 plus Constitution modifier per day. So over the course of 3 days, you probably would have full health. I don't know. Your health's pretty low still, I believe, so it shouldn't be much to fill it up.
So.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just gonna roll for some damage with my rifle.
So what's that, versus its AC? You got a 17?
Yeah, 17 total with the dice. The
17's a hit with a gun.
yeah, surge.
So what'd you roll?
2
2. Alright, surge that.
plus 5.
Alright, so 7, that's 1 mythic point.
I'm gonna surge again.
So you use 2 now.
6.
That's going to be 13.
I'm gonna stop there for now.
Alright, that's not bad.
I am going to do a strike and then a spell strike. So with that, I have a
Hit.
for the first hit, and then for the is a 19.
Hit.
8, 4, and then I'm going to surge that. 6, 3, 4, 4, 4.
Got a 19 that time, plus 12, so that's a 31.
Ow.
And then the second time I got a 15, so only one of them hits. 26 damage.
So the first 19 is, and then it takes a DR10 epic. I'm unconscious.
Wait. How do you get that deal?
Toughness, mythic.
I mean, I'm mythic too. Like, you
It's
have
a mythic feat.
I have a mythic feat. Burden of toughness.
Oh, dope, dude. Nice.
So yeah, you are unconscious though, and you have taken some damage. And what are you at right now? What negative are you at? And what can you sustain?
Minus 26. 19 out of that. I'm at 0.
So yeah, one bird is knocked out. You see them. One bird is knocked out there. Kuzbert. Chuck and Sulu still have turns.
Okay, let's see what. Is there any way we could walk out of this alive? Alright, so that's a 9 for and a 18.
Miss hit.
Oh, sorry, no, that's plus 4 because of strength plus power attack, so that's 9.
And,
and he has mythic surges, so I'm going to surge that too.
Alright, we're surge it.
And
So this is
that's
check
a
off, I
2.
assume, then.
Yep, 2, damn it, 4, and 2.
So 12.
Plus 8. That's 20.
Then we go to Cuthbert.
Okay, so
His bird's like clawing this thing and attacking it. Like the bird's just like clawing the hell out of this Minotaur.
How does it look?
Pretty rough. You guys have clawed the hell out of it. You pecked its eyeballs.
they're currently clawing. Question with this new trickster attack, the fleet charge. It says as a swift action, you can expend 1 use of mythic power to move up your speed. At any point during this movement, you can make a single melee ranged attack at your highest attack bonus, adding your tier to the attack roll. This is in addition to any other attacks you make this round.
So you get 2 attacks. Yep, so you get 2 attacks and you get to move, and you get a +1 on one of those 2 attacks. You have to move towards the Minotaur, so you're going to be moving closer to it, but you can move
If
towards
that's
it and
what you
shoot
want
it.
to do, do it.
Yeah,
You're a
that's
ranged
D&D.
character.
But I can do a melee or ranged attack with it.
Yeah, and you get another attack after that.
Okay,
He's basically casting haste
get
on
a plus
himself.
1.
It's basically the gunslinger version of haste, or the mythic version. It's a way to do 2 attacks in 1 turn. And a
So
move.
okay, just to get an idea of the space here, how big is this area that we're fighting the Minotaur in?
About 35 feet with a crystal in the middle, a door at one
Okay,
end.
so can I
Pool
move
back
in a
in.
direction that's not make sure I'm not aiming anywhere near Chekhov and Sulu or
I mean, they're
whoever's
attacking him, so if you roll a 1, unless you roll a 1, you're not going to hit him. I mean, you're rolling versus, you're trying to shoot the Minotaur, so that's what's going to happen. Unless you roll a 1, and then it might misfire and hit one of them.
That's a total of 12.
So I think that is a hit.
6, and I'm gonna search. Yeah. So at least there's 1 more mythic point. It's only 1. So I got 7.
7 total.
We're gonna die.
Mythic Minotaur is going to swing on one of the birds. I'll say Sulu, it's going to be a 17, and then
No.
then he slips and falls. Trips on one of the dead bodies, crying, weeping.
Trips on his own tears.
Yeah, he slipped in a puddle of his own tears. So
This sounds like something that would happen in a
So he's now prone, so he'll take a -2 to his AC, and it's to check off Sulu and then Cuthbert.
They're both gonna do attacks. That's a 15 and a 8.
I have one reflex save, which I fail, so that'll be a hit for 1.
And a 10.
10 damage.
Yes, sir.
Cuthbert,
25.
hit. Now roll your damage.
Crazy, baby.
5.
Alright, he swings on Sulu again. I got a 28,
Yep.
and then a natural 20, which is 27. So for the first hit, that's going to be 15 damage. The second hit, 28.
Alright, he's barely up. Alright, so I'm gonna do power attacks for both. That's a 19
Hit.
and a 17.
Okay, reflex save, fail. So full damage on both.
That's a 10 and a 9.
Alright, it's unconscious.
Yay! Well, let's not kill him. Seems like he's kind of important in the maze. But we should chain him
while
up.
he's unconscious, the maze is just like a straight door. You can now see right into that final room that you came through.
Let's chain him up real quick and talk him down a little bit.
Where do you get chains from?
The dead body.
Alright, so you unchain the other guy. I mean, they were magic chains, so they don't have like lock and key or anything. They were sort of like teeth that once they clamped were like now soldered around his arms. But how do you get this guy's arms and feet out of these magical chains and this minotaur into it?
Lifeline.
If we cut off the dude's hands, wrap the chains around the guy's limbs, put them behind him, and kind of tie them together behind him.
I would allow a survival check for that if you want to do that.
That'd be great.
So that's just for tying the knots. As for cutting the guy's hands off, I mean, he's got a great axe. You guys could use his great axe and maybe a couple strength checks to like chop off the other guy's arms.
He also has a scimitar.
Yeah, so do whatever you guys want to chop off the guy who's in the handcuffs' arms. Tell me how you do that.
Yeah, I guess it'd probably be easier to use the scimitar this time since we're not worried about doing any other damage other than cutting off arms.
It totally worked out that he died.
Chop off his arms with a scimitar, and then you're going to use these chains to try and bind the minotaur.
I think I might go ahead and use one more. Like, what does the survival check need to be able to like have a snip again?
I mean, the higher the survival check, the better the knots can be, basically.
All right, I'm
gonna
gonna
roll
use
versus
the
that
mythic
number
point,
if I
my
wake
last
up.
mythic point, and do my assured skill and roll twice, and then take the higher one. Got a 6 on the first roll. So yeah, my survival's only 1, so 7 plus. Or then I got a 10 plus 1 is 11.
All right. So I mean, you did as best you could.
Can I add? Can one of my birds help him out?
You can try, but I mean, they're for real survival, and they're like doing this with like bird claws. So
Yeah, that's a good point. But hey, anything to help, right?
yeah, you can roll it. I'm not gonna. I'll consider it depending on how you roll. And then try to help. It's not much help. Like I gave it a +1. So what was it before? A 10 or 11?
It was a 10, so 11 total.
So yeah. So this is 12.
I rolled a 13.
That's like that adds a +1.
Okay.
So the chains are a 12 right now on a scale of 0 to 20.
Could I have a CMD for my birds to hold him?
Yeah, you guys can. You can also try to like have the birds hold him down. And they're pretty large birds. You want to have them like just sit on him.
Yeah, well, with adding that to the chain.
And so as long as they're
natural 20
so yeah, you guys are holding the unconscious minotaur down.
and that's a 13 and a 20.
So yeah, the two birds are pinning the unconscious minotaur down, no problem. And when he wakes up, he might still be like he's tied and there are birds on him. So you have two birds on top of minotaur. He's sort of chained up.
And I'm gonna rest for a little bit because I'm unconscious.
Cuthbert can wish to heal you, but that would take Cuthbert going to the crystal and using a mythic point, which I think he's also out right now.
Yeah, well, I have healing skill.
So he can roll a heal and try to bandage you up and heal his bird friend. Do you have any healing kits though? Because unless you have a healing kit, it's not going to add any HP. It's just going to like bandage his wound so he won't stop bleeding and stuff. How long do you rest?
An hour.
I'll guarantee you 1 HP back if you rest an hour. You have 1.
1.
You are
Where am
barely
I?
conscious.
Can I heal myself with a crystal now without a mythic point? Probably not.
Or without a mythic point, no.
Alright. So I guess we'll have to wait. I'll rest till I got my till I got my mythic points back.
Alright, well that's going to be another hour to get your mythic points back of being awake and rest. Another resting hour, I guess.
Okay.
So you've got 5 mythics, but no more HP. You touch the crystal. How much HP are you trying to get back?
Full?
Which is 60 something right now.
Yeah.
You can get 50 back with 5 mythic points.
Alright, let's just do that.
All right. It only took
Can we
an
talk
hour.
to the Minotaur and be like, yo, what's up, man?
I mean, let's see if when he becomes conscious again. It's gonna take 7 hours till he becomes conscious again. But if we want to wait around for 7 hours, you've already spent like 2 of it, I think.
Can I rest for 7 hours and get my HP back for
Why don't
that?
you just rest for 8 and roll a d8 and plus Constitution modifier?
Alright, I'll do that.
Can I run back to the crystal and get my mythic points back?
You can't get mythic points back from the crystal itself. You have to
Okay,
rest.
so that-
But you can rest and get mythic points back if you want to rest.
Alright, I got 8, actually I have 59. That's pretty good.
Do you rest also, Cuthbert?
I mean, if resting, I guess I can't really do anything in that time, so I might as well rest. It's a 9.
Yeah, so you get that much back. You guys will both awaken to the sounds of the Minotaur stirring.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
He snorts.
You okay? Like you were crying there while you were fighting us.
He's still crying a little bit.
I'm really sorry. What's going on?
Is-
You okay?
Yeah. You killed her.
Aw.
He tried to kill me, so fair.
I don't believe it. She never tried to kill anyone. She was a horrible bodyguard for this temple.
She was under the, if it makes you feel better, she was under the controls of the judge, and that guy's in a relationship.
What are you talking about? How do you know all this? You haven't been here for more than a few
They
moments.
literally told me.
He could have been lying. You don't know anything. I don't believe it. They're not alive. I can't believe unless I hear it from her. Now I can never hear it from her because she's dead. Can you bring her back?
Self-defeating argument here, man.
Can you bring her back?
I mean, I can't really do that. That's kind of against my whole ethos.
Then fuck you.
But you could bring her back, arguably, Crystal. You've been guarding this thing for years. How do you not know?
Years? I mean, like 2 years tops, maybe. I'm kind of new to this still. I don't know how really how it works. The judges taught me a whole lot. I got way better at maze making.
Could we, do a bluff check and, try to convince him that, I don't know, maybe either
I'm
one?
not lying. I'm genuinely concerned. I'm genuinely concerned about this Minotaur and his feelings.
Not that hard to believe, but if you say that it's canon, that means your character. That's true for your character, then.
Yeah, well, I believe all people, no matter what they are, if they're angry. I mean,
Racism?
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean they're right. I just believe that they are feeling and that
They exist. What does that mean? That's a feeling.
That they have. I mean, that means that they're valid. He has a right to be sad.
He is.
So what
He is
what is
sad.
your end game with the Minotaur? What are you trying to get across?
Plan.
I just want to know if there's something I could add to it. So I just.
Oh no! Yeah, feel free to chime in, man. Whatever you want.
I mean, well, I'm just trying to see what you're trying to do, because then I could help you along those lines. Otherwise,
I appreciate that. That's cool.
Don't let your fear of me prevent you guys from talking to each other.
I mean, I don't know what your plan is with this Minotaur. We don't
Actually,
really
I'm
have
gonna
to-
try to get to know stuff about the judges and the myself and a little bit about the crew. I
Okay.
thought I might ask him about it.
That might be good enough in itself.
And if I can help out the Minotaur with this while I'm at it, all the power to
Okay,
it.
okay, I like it.
I'm also kind of feeling a little guilty about how evil I was a second ago.
Is your redeeming moment now is befriending the Minotaur?
Making him feel good. Making him feel good again. I mean,
I think the only thing that'll make him feel good again is if the woman he loves,
he'll
the
love it,
Vouvra, comes back to life. He doesn't think he will because he's kind of confined to this maze because he wanted this Minotaur body because he was an ugly ogre and he thought this body was beautiful because it's very hunky. The hunky body, even with the bullhead, it's better looking than his old ogre body, which is kind of a gross looking body. But he didn't realize it came with certain limitations. Like the Minotaur cannot leave the temple, it cannot leave the maze. The maze is the Minotaur. He has to be here, so he can never. So for him to have a chance at love, it has to be a woman that's in the maze, in this labyrinth. And this was the closest he
Can
ever
I
got.
bring you Can I bring a companion monster to you? You guys can just chill.
You can't replace Cooter. You can't replace her. He's like
Okay,
a
okay.
teen angsty kid in love.
Let's talk to you. Let's be like, hey, man. I'm sorry about that. I'll admit. I could have done that better. That was my bad. My bad on that. And you know what? You're right in a way. If you you can't ever replace Scooter, that's can't really I can't.
There's only
I can't
one
stop
Cooter.
you from believing that. I am here.
I'll never find another woman like her with the top half of a woman and the bottom half of a dragon. Look at me. My head's a bull and my body's a man's body. Like we were a perfect match.
I mean, I guess. You're not half dragon, so I don't. I guess you're drawing.
That's
the line.
racist, man. Oh, like only people of the same race can mate now?
Let's not get distracted. You said that the judges taught you a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they taught me how to control the maze better.
How'd they do that?
They just showed me how to use the power of my mind. I never realized, I had so much power in my own mind.
How's he confined to this maze?
It's part of the curse of the Minotaur. This temple was created by Kelnar Tritharion, the original ruler of this island before the judges were even created. The judges were created sort of as a agreement between him and Barclay to handle relations for the island and outside of the island while he ruled from the temple, from the Great Crystal. Everyone knows about this stuff. That's old history.
Alright, so do you know anything about the crystal and its power?
I mean, I've witnessed a lot of people touching it and leaving here, definitely with a
Are you
sense
supposed
they're
to
more
protect-
powerful. I'm supposed to, but I guess I don't do a very good job. What do you want? I'm a teenage joker. I tried. Look, I tried to stop you. I tried to stop everyone. I'm not... Obviously, you guys are better than me, okay? Thank you. Thank you for bringing up that I'm a failure at my job every time. Even though I got better at maze making, I still can't protect the crystal. Look, I'm doing the best I can.
You'll get better.
I'm a teen ogre in a minotaur body.
You just acknowledge your failures and you get better.
I acknowledge my
That's what you
failure.
gotta do.
In the future, I'll try harder to not let anyone in this room.
That's great. You're a good guy. Let's control this guy. Use
How?
the power of the crystal to control the labyrinth.
Yeah,
and
I mean-
and switches allegiance from the judges to him.
Alright.
Us.
It's gonna take 5 mythic points to do that, so someone willing to blow 5 mythic points.
Yes, sir.
He's now allegiant to you guys. Still bound to the labyrinth, but now he sees you as his master. He's now brainwashed.
Hey, don't call me a master. I'm your leader.
That's the same thing. If it's a cult in a cult-like way, you're asking for the same thing.
I was gonna say,
Don't
that's what
pretend like you're not asking this guy to call you out. You're asking to be this thing's boss. You're making it
I
a
don't
slave
want-
with
I don't want to
magic.
be your boss. And if you have any complaints about the way I run things, I'd like you to come to me.
I'm chained. I'm chained. You killed my girlfriend. I have 2 complaints right now. If you want to talk complaints, are you magically making me follow your orders? Are we acknowledging my complaints? Which one are we doing?
We're gonna
You
acknowledge
can't
your
have
complaints,
both.
Okay?
That's not how it
We're
works.
gonna acknowledge your complaints. Well, we're gonna
Okay, complaint number 1 solved. This dead Vouvra.
Can I remake Vouvra?
You can use mythic points to bring her back to life. She hasn't been dead that long yet.
Would that run me into problems with Pharasma?
Probably. You're bringing stuff back from the dead.
Could I carnate her?
I mean, that would still you still have to pass that through Pharasma, and then would that be the same for this guy if the thing he loves comes back as a squirrel?
Well, I mean, reincarnate.
Reform her a whole new body. That's still kind of dances on the level of.
Well, reincarnate.
That's why she has a problem with Morrigan. I mean,
As a
Maybe,
Vouvra,
defense.
as a new, it died, but its soul comes back as a child in an egg. You can raise the person he loved, and he doesn't have to necessarily a sex kind
that's
of.
a different kind of a love. I think he was trying to use this dick he got. I don't think it was that kind of a thing.
I can't know that. Number one.
You can't, but I don't think he'd be comfortable with the idea of raising
Well, it's like
a younger
everyone's
version
last
of the
one.
girl he has a crush on. It's not like he wants to have a child. He wants to have a girlfriend.
Serious
But
gray
it's
area
dead. It's
that-
been dead for a couple of days. At this point, any kind of resurrection, you'd be breaking the laws of death.
Okay.
Can I talk to her about it?
You can talk about it. It's gonna take a diplomacy and why and yeah, ring. What's up? Kind of busy right now, Archaon. What's up?
Hey, so I got a Minotaur here, and I better protect this crystal against evildoers and basically people who cause the oblivion and the undead. I'd really like to have more guardians. Crystal chamber. Is there any way I could? Let's get on top sale, and I'm really sorry about this. Can I resurrect Vouvra? The Vouvra.
I mean, I don't know. Can't you just leave Chekhov and Sulu behind? I mean,
Yeah, but I want
Really?
to make this thing a strong kind of thing. I mean, Chekhov and Sulu are great. They're strong, but they're not strong enough.
yeah. Well, I mean, Vubra's already passed on. I've already processed her contract. I mean, it's already been handled. Going through the paperwork to deal with it. I really don't have time for that right now, Archaon. You realize how much trouble it is
Well,
for
have
me.
one of the Nassoi go through.
Ugh. Look, that's really a lot more paperwork than it's worth for me right now.
If I can convince one of my
Look, I'm
buddies-
really, really busy. I'd love talking to you, Archaon, but look, you got a crystal, you got a
Wait,
job
hold
to
on a
do.
second.
I've given you a
One
really
more
long
thing.
list. You haven't really done anything on the list yet, so I mean, unless you have something to report to me
I'm
that's good
killing a
news.
judge. I just killed a judge.
One of the ones that had an HBI contract?
No, but we're on our way.
Well, then you just killed a guy before he was supposed to die. You broke the first rule, Archaon. Come on. He wasn't supposed to die for. That just got. He died 3 years too early. Great. The time police are gonna be up my ass all weekend now. I gotta go. You just fucked my whole weekend up. Thanks a lot, Archaon. Click.
So that's a no-go. I'm really sorry about that. I mean, arguably I could circumnavigate this by resurrecting the corpse there, the judge. Are we cool with that?
You bring the unnamed judge back? I think it would take. I think that would take a hero point more than it would take mythic points at this point.
Do I have a hero point?
I've got.
That's
I got one.
rewinding time at this point. I mean, unless you have some kind of way of. You can use true resurrection, but I think that also enters in the same gray area for you and your religion. Pharasma would not want you. Now that he's dead, it sucks that he died 3 years too early, but death is final.
Time.
That would take a hero point, is what I'm saying.
You're just trying to strengthen the bond with us and the Minotaur, right?
Mainly.
Is there a way that we could maybe make some justification? If you can give us some valuable information, or if you had any about the judges, we could rectify any any wrongdoing. Like, since he was like kind of brainwashed for a while, like if we bring about some justification for these judges, promise you a better life, and maybe free you from this labyrinth at some point.
I mean, as long as the labyrinth exists and I'm in this body, I'm trapped here.
Yeah, we can't really solve that.
That's the part of being a Minotaur, is owning a maze.
All right, well, you know what? I think we're here, and we'll acknowledge your complaint. It's a problem, and I know we can't replace her. We can never replace her, and I know that's a problem. But what we can do is that we can bring more people of both genders who could not be alone.
Roll me a diplomacy to convince him you're going to bring new people for him to hang out with.
17.
I mean, he's still pretty upset, but he says, I guess I have to process. It's a death of someone that I'm deeply in love with, so I have to process it. But I guess if you promise to bring more company, and we'll still say, are you going to use those some mythic points to brainwash this guy on some level at least? I think that's the only way you're really going to convince him to be on your side up 100%. Other than that, he'll say...
Did we brainwash him earlier?
Well, if you did, then he's already on your side. I didn't know if we ever agreed that you were willing to be his leader.
I thought I was.
There you go. Then he's fine with this idea. He totally agrees then.
Okay, that's great. Sulu, you're going to stay here. Hey, Cooper, are we done here? Can we go back to
carry on? Nothing else.
Sulu stays behind with the crystal. The Minotaur stays in the maze, guarding it and creating it.
Can I say that Sulu is changing the continent?
And which way is Sulu changing it?
Towards Pharasma.
So he's going to try and use his mythic points every day to promote Pharasmicity. Now, that's not a very a widespread religion on this continent. It's going to be hard spreading that in detail, but maybe some of the tenets of the faith. So I think people will start revering the idea of death and life. The idea, like, they won't know why. They won't know that they won't put a name on it. Like, it won't have the name Pharasma. But the tenets of the faith will be through the people on the island to some degree. If he's using all the points every day, like one person a day will I'm going to do this one thing that's going to be more geared towards the charismatic faith than others. So while it's not going to have a name to it, they're not worshipping Pharasma yet because they don't have any reason to do that. They will start acting more pharasmically, whatever that means.
And if we counter a priest there or somebody who amplifies the tenets of
you can still try and convert someone or use someone. Yeah, I mean you have definitely
start a church.
Yeah, definitely. That's part of what you should want to do. Yeah, you're a true Pharasman. All right, well then you can, but you haven't done it yet. So far, all you've done is sort of change people's attitudes a little bit.
All right, cool. I mean that's a good start.
And you haven't done that yet. You're going to be doing that after you leave while he's here. Like every day, one person will be more charismatic. And if you're lucky, it might be someone you encounter. I'll even roll a percentage chance if you roll someone you're trying to convince them to do something, like be a priest or do something to help you guys. It might be someone that Sulu is influencing. So
cool.
So you guys leave the temple. The Minotaur will lead you out the maze because he now follows your orders. He has allegiances to you. You guys walk back through the maze. You go back through all the puzzle rooms, climb back through all the holes, back through all the hatches, all the doors. Make it all the way back to the surface, to the top of the mountain. Okay, the Shadu's outside. The Minotaur, as we like to call him, I guess, is hanging out on the front porch of this mountain. He's sitting there. He's looking at you guys as you walk, or you guys fly out.
Also, we're gonna look for the little AU sign from our goal.
Oh yeah, at the bottom of the cave, you hit all your stuff.
And I marked it with a giant AU arcane symbol.
Okay, roll me a perspective or perception check to find it, or detect magic. Detect magic would also work because it's an arcane mark.
28.
Yeah, you're able to re-find your stash. You guys come down from the mountain. So you guys go down the mountain, you re-find your stash. You're flying around. Cuthbert's just now sliding down the crevices of the mountain.
We should carry him.
You're gonna fly and just carry him. So roll me 2 strength checks to carry Cuthbert.
That is a 21 and a 11.
I think he's less than 320 pounds, so that's good enough to carry him. So you're not flying very well, so it's affecting your flying a lot. But you're able to carry him up over the ground, so his feet aren't touching the ground. You guys head towards the wall from your area.
We're gonna have to fly over the wall.
All right, can you carry all that stuff and him?
I'm totally honest with you, and I guess I should.
Yeah, it's D&D. You have to be. It's the game. That's the whole point. Lying to me invalidates the whole. It's a game. If you're lying, then you're not playing the game properly. So what do you leave behind?
I guess. Well, how much gold can we bring with us?
I mean, you roll 32. You carry 320 pounds. How much do you weigh there, Cuthbert?
180.
So subtract that.
And how much does gold weigh?
Or 125 gold weighs about 100 pounds.
11.
Then you take more trips.
3 and 1, and I can carry 130 pounds worth of gold.
It's probably about 150, 175, somewhere in that range. I think. I don't want to do the math, but I think it's somewhere in there.
Let's just say 150.
So you carry 150 gold and Cuthbert. Was there a horse or something? You leave the horse behind, I assume.
I'm pretty sure that thing's dead.
Yeah, probably was in a cave for a long time by itself with no food.
There's a lot of gold still in there, in that cave.
So there's a dead horse cave with some gold. You guys, it's still marked. I don't know how long that arcane mark lasts. I forget, but you can always come back later for that gold. I mean, but for now, you're flying over the desert very low, very clumsily towards the wall. The weather's sort of bad, sandstorms and such. You have an even more difficult time flying and seeing as you approach the wall. It sort of clears up as you near the wall. The wall's about 30 feet high, though, and you're having trouble flying that high, carrying Cuthbert and this gold. I'll roll a percentage chance to see if you guys actually make it, though. You actually are able to make it to the top of the wall. You're exhausted and you rest on top of the wall. So like I said, it's about 10 feet wide, iron. You guys rest there for at least an hour or so. And you guys want to fly down from the wall?
Yeah, we're going to have to slowly lower him down the wall.
Alright, so you slowly lower Cuthbert down to the ground. He's now on the other side of the wall, on the ground. You guys can hover above, flying now easily.
Well, we're going to look out while he walks back towards the city. About 60 feet. So just within the range to be
of your life sense, yeah. And you will sense something. I'll let you know what you sense right now. Giant scorpion. Alright, so there's one 16-foot long scorpion in the desert as you guys are heading towards Telorix. It's about 4,000 pounds. It's a big, big scorpion.
Is there anything I could roll to know anything about it?
Initiative first.
Ah, damn it.
I got a 7. You got an 11?
Oh. Yeah.
You're still gonna get first to 7.
Yeah, that's awesome. That never happened.
Yeah, you guys got lucky.
Okay.
What'd you roll for initiative, Cuthbert?
11 as well.
Alright, so you guys both get to go before this guy. And who else is with you? Chekhov?
Yeah, that's a 9.
It's still, what did I roll? 7, still higher. So you all get to go before the scorpion. You guys see the scorpion. And you all get to attack before it can attack you or act in some way.
If you'd like to go first, I can go as block.
Well, in that situation, could I try to handle animal?
Yeah, definitely. It's an
I kind of
animal.
want to kill it.
Made it like our crazy ally, or at least handle it in a sense be gone. 22.
Yeah, you're easily able to calm the scorpion down. You hold your hand down and say, "Whoa, boy," or whatever it is you do. Whatever you do calms it down, is no longer attacking. It seems calm at this point.
Do you want to ride it back to the town, and then can we kill it?
Well, so how far away is the town from where we are?
About 3 days travel.
A little companion. I mean, we could potentially carry more stuff with us, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
guess-
the size of, it's 3,000 pounds, 16 foot long. It's like a double horse.
I mean, you can fly. You could probably make a couple trips and then meet us along the way and make the scorpion load bearing.
Could we arguably use the scorpion to have all the gold?
If you want to try to deal with the sandworm,
No, I did not.
the scorpion has to go across the desert and risk getting hit by the sandworm to get the gold. So if you guys go through that process, you can get the gold, but if not, then no. If you rode the scorpion, it would speed your journey back to Telorix to about a day and a half, 2 days.
Let's do it. I can fly along with you, and we'll look out for shit.
So it's going to take another handle animal to make it cool enough for you to ride, and then a ride check to try and ride it. And you have to feed it regularly to make it your friend. So then you have now you have to do research on what scorpions eat, and then come back to me.
Other
What?
insects.
There you go. You're going to find some giant insects to feed this thing.
Handle animal roll.
Meat at least.
And small rodents. They eat small rodents, too.
That is only a 6.
Alright, yeah, so that's good. It doesn't want you to... It starts as soon as you start to approach it, it starts acting more hostile. It was cool a second ago, but now it's not as cool as it was. It's like, wait a minute, you can't come close to me. Thought you were just going to stand still, and that was okay with me, but now that you're moving, I'm not cool. That's the thought process of a scorpion.
I want to challenge this scorpion to a duel.
Is there anything else I could do to maybe tame it, or
Well, that was your hand animal check, so unless you're doing something different, no.
so can I try to show that I'm not hostile?
Not attacking yet, but definitely defensive.
I don't want to intimidate it, or that'd be probably no. But intimidate it'd probably be more hostile. Should, feed it or something. Try to show that we're not hostile, that we meet it.
You know, give it some food. What do you have to feed it? You got some meat on you?
I guess we don't have anything unless it's foraged. But I guess there's nothing foraged in the desert.
Yeah. You guys didn't tell me you foraged until now, so I don't think you did.
Shit.
I don't eat, so...
So you definitely didn't forage for anything. So you guys have nothing to feed this thing.
Yeah, I guess either we can leave it alone or attack it. So
Let's kill it.
Alright, re-roll for initiative.
Yay!
This time I got a 16.
I got it. Damn it, we could have killed this thing so long ago. I have a 9.
13.
Oh, I gotta do checkup. That's a 9 too.
Alright, so this time the scorpion gets to go first. Since Cuthbert's the closest, it's going to be attacking Cuthbert.
And I'm in the air.
You are in the air, so it can't attack you unless you attack it. And it's fair game once you swoop down for an attack. Natural 20 on my attack on Cuthbert.
Gutenberg was unconscious.
Nah, this is a scorpion. So that is 8 damage, and then I need you to make a fortitude save.
8.
So yeah, you're gonna be poisoned. So roll me a 1d4, but it can only the max is 2. So if you roll, you either get 1 or 2 damage.
2.
Yeah. So you take 2 strength damage. So your strength goes down, your modifier will go down 1 point. Any skills affected by strength will temporarily go down by 1. As long as you don't die from it, it'll heal it 1 point a day every time you rest. You'll be weaker for a period of time, basically. And if your strength drops too much, you will be unable to carry things. If it goes really, really low, you'll be unable to walk, stuff like that. But slightly below average human strength.
13.
Yeah, you're close enough. That's going to be versus touch AC, so yeah. It's going to hit.
6.
6 damage.
I'm just gonna cast shield and fly down next to the scorpion, and Chekhov is gonna fly down and attack.
Alright, so Archaon approaches and puts a magic shield on himself. Chekhov attacks.
Yep, natural 20 for that.
Definitely a hit
Power
then.
attack.
Yeah. So your bird's able to get the scorpion. How much damage do you do?
Okay. 6
Alright.
and a 6.
So 12. Versus Cuthbert, that's going to be a 20, not natural.
Jesus.
As it grabs Cuthbert with one of its claws. It's going to grab you right in the chest. One of its claws. I assume that's a hit.
What's the...
20.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to do 7 damage as it pinches your chest. And I need to know your CMD.
17.
Alright, so I got a 15, so it's trying to starting to constrict you, but it's not doing it yet. So this thing's got you in its claw, stung you 1 time. Oh, I need you to make a fortitude save, Cuthbert. This goes on for 6 rounds.
7.
Alright, so roll me for strength damage again. 1d2.
I think I can kill it. Alright, I'm gonna do spell strike, spell combat. And that's for the first one, that's 11. Probably not.
Miss.
And for the spell strike, spell combo, it's a 21.
Hit.
And that's a 6 on the attack and a 4 on the shock damage. Sorry, and a 5. 4 and a 5. And then Chekhov scored a 19.
Hit.
And that is a 5 plus 4 is a 9.
Alright, you've knocked this scorpion unconscious. You guys get 266 experience points each. As it releases Cuthbert from its grip. Now unconscious. You can put it out of his misery if you want, or just leave it unconscious here in the desert.
Now let's leave it here.
Yeah.
Alright, so question. When I was grasping his claw, how much damage did I receive from that?
I believe it was like 8.
8. Yeah, so I'm at negative 6.
Alright, so you're unconscious.
7, yeah.
Cuthbert is unconscious, but stable because he's mythic, so he's not bleeding or anything, but he is unconscious.
I'm gonna stabilize that scorpion.
Alright, Scorpion's stable too, so it won't bleed out in the desert either.
Yes.
Everyone's stable, although both the Scorpion and Cuthbert are unconscious. But you can still carry him while he's unconscious, so I don't think that matters, I guess. And while you can carry him, and so you can rest while you're being carried by these birds if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna just
Yeah,
carry him.
I guess that's kind of the idea.
Alright, so that's going to be... You guys have another day of travel, so you can roll a d20 plus Constitution modifier while you're being carried.
12.
So you get 12 back.
Righteous.
And you get 1 of your strength points back.
And it can be assumed at this point that I'm at 62 HP again?
Why can we assume that?
No, it's not assumed because I'm not resting. I'm
You're
carrying
flying,
him.
yeah. You're definitely not resting while carrying a heavy unconscious
I'm totally
body.
checking out my spell book.
So my strength is back up to 0 where it started. Am I still poisoned, but I don't have a negative 1?
Until you roll a save, you are still poisoned. You can roll a save now if you want. It's fortitude. Usually those would all happen during battle. I need you to do 6 total. You already did 2, so I need you to do 4 more saves, basically. If 2 of them succeed, you're not poisoned. If they don't succeed, you're going to take damage 4 more times. And then it'll stop anyway. Do 4 of them. This would be 17 4 times.
8.
So no.
15.
No.
22.
Yes.
15.
No. So you're going to take 3d2 more strength damage. That's just how much damage you took before the poison wore off.
The poison wore off, but it took more damage.
Yeah, you still took a bunch of strength damage from it, and it'll take you that many days to recover from it, however many 3d2, or whatever number that results in, that many days to recover all those points. And so far, it's just been probably 2 days, so you've only got 2 points back so far.
I really should have flew in front of you there. My bad, Cooper.
Yeah. So after 2 days of travel and recovering 2 of those points, you guys will be at the front gate of Telorx, unless you guys just want to fly over the wall, but that'll probably get you in trouble with the authorities. You know, it's a very law-abiding town.
Oh god, they're fucking,
Yeah.
people.
You reach the front gate, there's a sign that says 200 gold per person. Now, luckily 2 of you are birds, but so he could probably get you into saying your livestock for sale or something. You could probably, they could, on a technicality, get you guys in without paying. But he's got to at least have 200 gold for himself to get in.
God, we brought 150 gold with us, so what we could do is we could take your backpack, us 2 birds, and go back and get the gold. And how many days would that take us?
Or flying 4 days, 4.5, 5 days.
Alright, that's still too long. Is there anything we can do for money around here?
You're outside of a wall of a city in the middle of a desert, besides, like, suck the 2 guards at the front door's dicks for money, or trade something. Unless you have something to trade these guys.
Interested in some bird blowjobs.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna sell. What do you have to offer these guys? They're city guards, 2 birds and a guy, hanging out outside the city gate. We're like, we almost have enough money to get in. There's 50 gold shy. You can't talk them down because it's a law. Unless you have 50 gold's worth of something you can trade to sell. You have to sell it.
Being affected by Pharasma.
Yeah, we can roll to see if you can, if this is the one person that Sulu is affecting today. You're lucky. Sulu is interfering.
Of course, that doesn't mean much, but I'm just excited that my...
Alright, how would you like Sulu to interfere with one of the guards? There's 2 guards, you can only interfere with one of them, but if you can interfere with one of them, what do you make the one guard say or do, being controlled by
I
Sulu?
wanted to have an experience moment, like, you know what, I got this, I'll forgive you.
Alright, I'll roll a percentage chance to see if that's what happens. Yeah, he's only got 32 gold. He's like, I've got 32 gold to help you guys out. Good luck, guys. Maybe if you ask a couple more people for gold, you can get in. So you're now at 100.
Awesome,
you're at 182 gold. You're only like 18 gold
totally
shy.
worthy of having a good afterlife.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. So you guys are now only 18 gold shy of getting in the city.
Are there like people outside of the wall, like wandering about as well, that we could maybe talk to and maybe do like a thing, ask if they...
I mean, occasionally a merchant will come and go, or a deputy will come and go. Not a lot of people leave through this exit. Most people stay inside the city where they're safe from the desert or live in the other cities.
Let's go talk to a merchant guy who's walking out. Be like, hey, yo.
No merchants really seem interested in stopping and talk to you guys. They kind of run off very quick, especially when one of the birds starts talking. They kind of freaked out.
Noted. Cooper should probably do the talking from now on.
Yeah, versus
Hey,
you and the other bird that doesn't speak common.
But I've got like bluff and intimidate and knowledge local.
You know what I could use is I could go over the city as a bird and look for shiny objects, and then you know, see if they're gold or not, and, you know, take it back. And once I find 18,
Could I just do like an intimidation? Like what we have is sufficient, right? Could I
Yeah,
just
roll me an
try that?
intimidation check with that. Like, tap your gun and be like, I think 182 gold's enough to get us in the city, right?
can we do it to the other guard who hasn't been affected?
Yeah, sure. You can do it to the other guard. We'll say you do it to you get gold from the one guy and then turn to the other guy and be like, come on, man. Roll it.
14.
He's like, he points to the sign.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go, I guess, Gutenberg, if you're cool with it, I'm gonna go search for gold in the city real quick.
Alright, you fly over the wall and start searching for gold. Roll me a perception check.
That is a 30.
Yeah, you see some shiny objects in the streets. You're able to find 3 gold. I mean, you're also a bird, so carrying much more than that's going to be tricky.
Point taken.
And you flying down to the city to pick up change is definitely causing a stir.
I'm a bird.
Let's see if anything happens. Only the 3rd time that you fly down for change does anyone fire at you, though. Let it feel it's
Alright,
going
I'll
to be
go invisible, at will ability.
Alright, you go invisible. Someone did fire at you, though, before you went invisible, because you just now said that and I fired before you said it. So 13 versus your touch AC. Alright, so yeah, it misses, and you go invisible. Come back with 3 gold.
Why are people shooting at birds? It's so unfair.
Meat, man. This is
Alright,
a desert.
so we have
A big vulture, you're a vulture too. Like, if they see a vulture, they're gonna kill you. A big vulture slam in the middle of the city, basically. You are a fancy looking vulture, but you still are a big vulture. So you're like, what, 186 now or something?
Yeah.
Probably 15 or 14 away from being able to enter.
14, yeah, let's look around here and be like, yo, hey, let's bluff one of the merchants and be like, hey, you have to give us 15 gold right now because of society and taxes.
Alright, are you the bird rolling a bluff check to say that to a guy, or are you telling
I don't know,
Cuthbert?
I'm actually just
Are you telling
listening.
Cuthbert to do that? Are you whispering to Cuthbert, like, hey man, we should try this plan out?
Are you flying with me? Or am I flying with you? Like, am I?
I think he's down by I think he's landed by your feet, and you guys are sort of like nearby the gate.
During that time, could I have like rested for like an hour? Could it have taken like an hour to like go? I mean, I don't know if like an hour is going to do anything for my.
For healing, it's minimum 1. I'll let you have 1 for 1 hour, 1 hit point.
To be like, yo, 15 gold for taxes.
He did actually nap for that hour.
I mean, yeah, I guess I wasn't really doing anything outside the city. I was just waiting for him to come back.
Yeah, and there was another bird there with you, so it would squawk if anything happens, I'm sure. You
Okay,
guys,
so
are,
Arcane's
you
back.
guys are 15, 20 feet away from the front gate, basically. It's hanging out outside. Already talked to one guard. You talked to both guards at this point. You guys are short a little bit of money.
And we're gonna scam a merchant guy, because, taxes.
Which really is Cuthbert, since he's the only human around to do bluff rolls.
So what are we saying to this merchant guy?
So I imagine there's probably a lot of taxes that people don't know about, so, you could scam a merchant and be like, yo, you didn't pay this tax. You gotta pay this tax.
So we're coming to collect. 19.
I tied. I also got a 19. So he's going to be very suspicious and wave the guards over.
Shit.
So
Okay.
the guards are approaching.
I'm gonna distract them by flying over to them and be like, hey, America, what's that?
They don't know. They're like, is that bird's talk?
I'm gonna distract the guards. I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna create a ruckus while he's talking to the merchant.
Alright, roll for initiative Archaon with the two guards.
Fuck, I'm not fighting them.
They're going to fight you.
You're distracting me.
I got a 15 and a 27.
19. But I'm invisible, because I never said I wasn't not.
So how are you distracting them? You're just doing what?
I'm kicking up sand.
Well, if you're doing that, then the invisibility doesn't matter. Visibility only matters until you reveal your position. If you're kicking up sand, they're something's in the sand right there. They're gonna shoot at it, whether or not you're
Okay,
visible.
that's fine. I guess that's cool, but they can't see exactly me. They're
Yeah.
with
I mean,
range
are they
weapons.
just turning their head? What was that? Did they see the sand stir up for a second?
Yeah,
Is that kind of
the
idea?
two guards are gonna be firing at Archaon right now.
I can take a couple hits.
Yeah, I got a 23 versus your AC and a 16.
Hit.
There's
Go ahead.
touch.
1 hit.
There's pistols though, so it's just 3 damage.
But they're sufficiently distracted.
Yeah, they're firing. They're shooting something in the sand. They're not paying attention to whatever Cuthbert's doing. I mean, he seems suspicious about giving you money. He was going to check your story out. He sort of believes you, but because this is tax city, but wasn't sure. So he was just calling the guards over to check out your story, whether or not it was true. They're delayed on their way over here, but it doesn't seem like he's going to hand over money without some further identification or proof that what you're saying is legitimate.
Sleight of hand while Arcane was doing a distraction because I feel like.
Because, yeah, they shot in the sand. It's going to be distracting.
Yeah, these guys are firing bullets nearby. So yeah, I'll let you roll a sleight of hand while this is going on.
It's 18.
I rolled a 19 perception, so he's gonna see you going for his gold pouch and swat your hand away, and wave even harder at the guards. Yeah, they are shooting at shit right now, actually. Got an 18 versus touch AC and a natural 20.
Yeah, we'll match and a hit.
So 1 reflex save. So the reflex save, you'll take half of 9. We'll say that's 4. Natural 20, you will take 14. Get shot at.
I'm gonna get out of that sand because I'm getting shot at.
Yeah, you're gonna fly away from where you were causing yourself to be somewhat visible. You fly up.
Even if I get out of there, they're gonna see where I'm going.
It's pretty flat. Besides into the city, there's not a whole lot of places you can go.
You could just walk away from the merchant and be like, yo, that merchant's lying. I don't know what he's talking about. He's just angry at me because I cut him off earlier.
Where are the
That'd be a
guards
bluff
currently?
check.
They're still pretty much in front of the entrance, right?
Yeah,
But
well, they're about 15 feet away from the entrance approaching. They're almost to where you guys are.
they're still kind of firing at Archaon, or they've got their sights on him.
They just did a couple times, yeah, but now the sand has stopped stirring, so they'll probably stop in a second. This is still the
Can
same
I
turn, so they haven't
do-
yet, but...
Can I do an acrobatics to maybe slip behind them and try to run to the entrance or something while Archaon flies over the wall?
You want to try to get to the gate?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
roll me an acro to flip behind him. It's only going to get you 5 feet behind him, though, unfortunately, but...
Acrobatics check. 25.
Yeah, you are now 5 feet behind the guys that were shooting at the sand a second ago. You flipped right behind them.
Okay.
The entrance to the city is now about 10 feet away from you. It is a large wooden door with a crank handle.
Can I lift him over?
I mean, 2 of you probably could, yeah. You'd be
Let's do it.
maneuvering very poorly. And it would take...
I guess I didn't really think about there being
Yeah.
a door there. I just
It,
thought
it would take. It's going to take about a minute to get him over the wall. But
Yeah, that would be too long.
you guys could be
Might take longer to
you guys could be
crank.
invisible, and he would just look like he was flying. But they might be able to fire at him a couple times, 10 times.
Okay, well, since I'm behind them,
Can I crank the handle?
As a bird,
I mean, with both of us doing it, and one kind of nudges it, uses the kind of flies into it, so it turns it halfway, and the other one flies into it and turns it the other way.
it sounds like a very complicated maneuver. I think it might require a dexterity and a strength check for both of you to make that happen,
That
and
would
maybe a
be-
fly, and maybe a fly skill check. All 3,
I could do a
whatever order you
climb
want.
check, try to scramble over the wall. I mean,
It's a pretty tall wall.
I guess it'd probably be about the same effort to
Yeah.
grab me and pull me over to the car came
And there do appear to be some guards atop the wall. It's like a mud brick wall with some, like, at the top it has some poles, wooden poles sticking out. But
Got yourself a pickle, huh?
yeah. Like, alright, I got behind him, now what?
are they going to turn to face you?
Like,
You know what? Let's find. You know what? I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna make a 6 on a strength check.
Alright, give me a dex and a fly.
15 on the dex.
Alright.
And on the fly, I get a.
Alright, so one of you is successful in doing your job. Now roll for the other one to make it go the other way around.
Oh shit. Okay. 18. So that's actually a 21 on the strength.
Okay.
A 8 on the dex. Fuck.
Uh-oh, he misses.
And a 19 on the fly.
Alright, he flew really good and he was strong enough, but he didn't quite grab the handle. So you did sort of like crank the door a little bit. It's cracked. The gate started to crack open, but it hasn't not a full revolution. So now my two gunslingers are going to turn to face Cuthbert, who just flipped by them and be like, "What the hell?" And they have their guns drawn, pointed at you. And the merchant's running up, saying, "Stop that man! He tried to rob
liar.
me.
He's a liar.
That bird's talking. Kill it. It's cursed."
Shit. They do like a bluff check, or like like bluff the guards on the merchant.
Of course. I got a 13 sense motive, so your bluff just has to be 13 for them to believe you.
I'm going to use a mythic point for my assured skill check. Bluff.
So roll that and then tell me your bluff.
All right. Well, yeah, it's already a 16, so it's good enough. So what did the merchant say? Like he stole my purse.
He tried to steal my coin purse.
My coin purse. And
He's riding up on his camel.
You might want to search that.
He's riding up on his camel, which is heavy laden with sacks.
I don't know what he's talking about. Like check me. Like I don't have a purse on me because it was a failed attempt. So I'd be like, this man.
All right, they
trying to
check
take
you.
check.
Yeah. They're like, "I'm sorry, sir. We have no proof of any incident. Move along." So they head back to the gate. He gives them money. He enters the city. They open the gate for him.
Can we find a spot along the wall where there's not necessarily anybody, and then pick him up and put him over on the other side of the wall?
Yeah, if you guys are willing to take the minute to fly over the wall, if you want to go around to one of the other sides, do you think it might be easier?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, if you're up for it, Goose.
The guards are just like, all right, we believe you. They turn back around or something.
Yeah, your bluff was successful, so they let that guy gets in the city and stops complaining, I guess, and just like kind of grumbles under his breath, like, "Oh, damn, cops never do anything." They open the door for him, but you guys are still outside.
Couldn't you maybe go into town like you're invisible and like just go to like a merchant stand and when somebody's exchanging money, I don't know, like swoop in.
For what? What do you got?
I don't know.
Oh, I have a
I'm talking
scimitar.
to you.
I have
You
a
go in the
scimitar.
city.
I
You
have a
get
scimitar.
invisible.
I can take a scimitar into the city.
Does a bird carrying a scimitar? What's that going to
Flying scimitar.
He has a scimitar. You have 2 masterwork scimitars.
do? But you're a bird. You're going to carry 2 scimitars?
Why would you take a
Carry
scimitar?
one.
And then do what with it? Drop it on something?
Sell it.
A bird? How are you going to sell a scimitar as a bird?
I could talk to the guy.
You could. I just don't know how well it's going to go over.
I don't know. Just
Be
be like,
more
hey,
realistic.
well, I mean, you could be a racist and not you could totally abandon this opportunity to buy a masterwork scimitar.
From a talking
You
bird.
could have
He would probably just try to catch the talking bird and sell it for more money than he can get for the scimitar. He'd probably be like, "Yeah, I'll get my money and come back with a net and capture you and sell you for money."
It'd be like that guy tried to kidnap me.
Yeah, they don't care because you're a dumb bird.
Bird rights.
Bird rights.
Bring the merchant back. I can sell him a broken gun. I could have just done that in the first place.
Instead of trying to steal from him.
Yeah.
Do you think we could find another merchant and you could just surge it until you got better than he did?
I mean, if it's a merchant, I feel like I could just sell. I have like a starting weapon that since I got like a cash from like that the troll when I first started. Like I don't need that weapon anymore.
We should have totally picked up that pistol from that dead guy too, and we didn't search him for anything. And oh my God, there's so many things.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would just be additional weight too, I guess. We're already kind of limited. I don't know.
So
Maybe
let's just, so let's just. I honestly have. thoughts of
If you guys have scimitars to sell, you could sell them to the guards.
the guards would buy.
It's possible.
Wait,
With a
wait a
diplomacy
second.
check and some scimitars, I mean, you never know. They might give you some gold for them, and they might be enough for you guys to get in.
How much are we short?
Like 14 gold, I think, was the last count. I forget. Sure, you get at least 14 gold for one scimitar.
We need to do like a diplomacy check to see.
Yeah,
if we
diplomacy
Get,
to sell these swords, yeah.
wait, I only have one scimitar.
Hey man, want to buy a scimitar?
You should have 2. There was 2 from the bird I killed, and I gave them both.
I I think I had a scimitar from the start of the game too.
So now you got 3 scimitars.
That was my one of my starting.
So if you guys did carry the scimitars back from the horse and didn't just leave them in the cave, then you have 3.
Should we just
It's
attempt
debatable.
to sell 1 or 2 scimitars?
Let's just sell one. If you'd like to the guard. If you'd like
Is that a
to-
diplomacy check? That's not really a skill of mine, so.
But the bird's not going to be able to do it, so you have to try. It's just what it comes
Okay,
down
just
to at this point in the
try
game.
rocking it.
You're alone right now, so you can't just be like, I don't have the skill. You have to try it whether or not you have the skill sometimes. Just like life, sometimes you have to try things that you are not good at.
That's cool.
So basically, with my roll, I'm like waving this scimitar and be like, "Hey guys, what about this thing?"
Yeah.
Don't wave the sword around.
Yeah, what'd you get?
It was a 3.
Yeah, you're definitely waving that sword around. They're going to pull their pistols and say, drop the weapon.
Maybe can I do an intimidation check to be like, he's just trying to sell a sword, you douchebag?
As a bird, you can try it and roll it. It's D&D, let you roll anything. Notice their guns are already drawn,
I'm
so...
in a fucking city right now.
That's a 15.
Alright, roll for initiative.
Damn it! Shit.
Only got a 13. They were like, what the hell would that voice come from? They start firing in your direction.
19.
Alright, you gotta go first as you see they're starting to fire in your direction.
I guess they're sufficiently distracted again. So Cooper, I guess you could surge to get behind and into the door.
When the door is closed, they're standing by the crank.
Oh man.
Damn it, son of a bitch. Why is it so hard? Okay. Well, I guess they're sufficiently distracted from, shooting that, and I'm invisible, so I'm gonna fly off into the great blue yonder.
There's still this crazy guy waving a sword at them, saying something incomprehensible. Do you continue waving your sword, trying to sell it, or do you drop it when they say drop your weapon after shooting at some point in the ground nearby you?
Diplomacy check.
Alright, go for it.
Dude, let's just fly to go to another place and fly over the wall.
I can use a mythic point and do the skill roll. I should have done that on a diplomacy check the first time.
Things have changed. So yes, you are allowed to once again roll a diplomacy check.
Well, 19 on the first roll and a 2. So yeah, 19.
So they're not going to fire at you. They still have their guns drawn. You're still holding your sword up. Maybe not. You're not waving anymore. You're just holding the sword still. What do you say?
Like, whoa, hey guys, no, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just trying to show you that I've got this nice sword here. You can brandish it the same and intimidate your enemies, but I want you to have it at a very reasonable rate. You guys can have this scimitar, very nice, very shiny and sharp.
All right. One of the guards will offer you 20 gold for it. He likes your sales pitch.
If I were to try to reason with them for a bid,
Maybe another diplomacy roll, or just take the 20 and get in the city.
I'd be like, yeah, definitely gotta do that. I don't need.
You got 3 scimitars right now. What are you got a scimitar glut. Supply and demand.
Yeah.
Don't sell the masterwork scimitar, just give him the regular scimitar.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he wouldn't give away the better of the 3 scimitars.
Yeah, the worst one.
Don't sell the masterwork scimitar.
If there's a chipped one, I give him that one.
Alright, you give him the regular scimitar and you keep the 2+1 masterwork scimitars. You guys enter the city of Telorx. You come in with 2 birds walking close beside you.
Let's just say we're perched on his shoulder like weird animal pets.
You guys are kind of large, but I'll still allow it. You have 2 very large birds on your shoulders, obnoxiously large. Vulture, you have vultures on your shoulders. You've seen vultures in real life, I'm sure. They're not small birds. Dog-sized birds. These are larger than normal vultures even. These are close to humanoid size, so yeah. It's almost like having a gnome, 2 gnomes perched on your shoulders.
Fine.
Like I'm slumping. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like this.
Aren't you at a minus? You have a minus strength right now too, don't you? Yeah, it will heal. Currently, you are definitely
worry about it right
encumbered
now.
by these 2
Poison,
birds sitting on you. So you
Fine.
slump and you move very slowly through town with 2 heavy birds on your shoulders. And what are you guys
I got
doing?
off, and I just started walking behind him.
Yeah, you
Birds
follow
walking
close behind like pet birds. Everyone just thinks he has really quirky pet vultures.
With masks on.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy who cosplays this.
So you're all cowboyed out, and you have 2 pet vultures following you around. I think it's actually kind of a dope look walking around this cowboy town with you're carrying your pistol or whatever, your 3 guns, your 2 swords, got
With a
shit
big
tons of
I've got
weapons on you.
Musket, rifle crossed over, and then my
Yeah.
pistols up the side.
Yeah. And 2 more scimitars back there with your guns, and you have 2 birds following you around for no reason. So you guys are in the city of Telorx. Chasnoff and Rufus waking from their rest. Did you guys rest again at the Thieves Guild?
Kind of ashamed from our dwarf kicking and Rufus's lack of ankle biting.
Word did get around. The boys in the
It's
club
a
did
percent.
kind of rib you about it.
So I wake up badly bruised, almost all over. Feeling as ashamed as I do, I would like to make amends in some way and try to redeem myself with said dwarf. Rufus trying to attack Greer in the bar. Might have not been able to find her, but would he be able to track her in the city by knowing her scent?
Just roll a survival check for Rufus to see if he's good enough at being able to recognize that scent and follow it somewhere.
12.
Yeah, not great. It's hard to pick up. There's a lot of people in this city. He might be able to get you somewhere in the same area. What area are you in there, Greer Rockbiter?
I'm still in the library.
Alright, so you'll be in the vicinity. You'll be in the part of town the library's in, but he's not going to be able to pinpoint the library, so you're kind of sniffing around that area of town.
Okay, that works. And can I do anything else, or am I passing this along?
You could do a perception check for yourself once you're in that area of town.
Okay, well, I would like to do a second thing while Rufus is
while he's out scouting? Yeah, what would you like to do while he's out scouting?
So I'm assuming, considering this is a thieves' town and a rogues' town, that there's some sort of, like, kind of gutter-ish area where...
There's a lot of gutters.
Yeah, where there's a bunch of, like, street urchins.
Looking for gutter punks? Yeah.
I'm looking for a very young gutter punks.
Alright, yeah. There's a bunch of, young rat folk, young cat folk, young Tengu that kind of come to the city.
Can I make my way there?
Yeah, you can go hang out with some teenagers.
So
I mean, you're short. It's not even weird. You can't even look like a teenager, right? You're like a tall. You're a tall gnome.
Yeah.
You look like a teenage boy.
I'm a very short teenager.
Yeah. If you just make your voice a little higher, if you just roll me a bluff check to pretend your voice is a little higher, you can totally pull it off. I bet.
What's the races that are in the area?
There's a large mix of races. The majority of them are either cat folk, rat folk, or Tengu. There are some kitsune, some humans, some boar folk. Lizard or alligator folk, some Vishkanyas, which are like snake people.
So
a large mix of races.
I walk up to a young Katsune child and offer him 15 gold if he will stake out the greenhouse for me and find out when if the guard happens to leave.
All right, so roll me a diplomacy check with your 15 gold to pay this kid to go.
5 up front, 10 after he comes back with information.
All right, roll me a diplomacy for that.
Okay, still getting used to what all the numbers are.
That's okay. It's part of the game.
Diplomacy is...
It's a skill. Should also involve your charisma modifier.
I
you
roll
don't have
a
extra
D20.
points in it. Yep, D20. Almost everything's a D20, except usually weapon damage and stuff like that.
I rolled a 4.
No, the kid doesn't want to do that job for that much money.
Okay, what if I'll double it?
You get to roll it again if you'll double it.
I'll double it. 14.
And because it's 30 gold, I'll add that to that score and say that, yeah, he'll take 30 gold to scope out the greenhouse for you and tell you what's up. 10? Alright, he'll take 10 now and 20 upon completion. So he'll take 10 gold and dart off.
Alright, so, on that note, I'm gonna start walking towards the library and try to find Rufus and pass it along to Jen.
So as you start to leave the center of town, this kid runs back to you and tugs on your shirt. I think the guard's gonna be off duty for a while, sir. I saw a couple of Vishkanya superiors beating him up next to the greenhouse.
Oh, alright. So, I walk to the greenhouse right now. I throw on my one-eyed mask, and I walk to the greenhouse.
Alright, you walk to the greenhouse. Roll me a perception check with your one-eyed mask. You get a negative right now, because you only have one eye, I believe.
Alright, I rolled a 17 plus 2 minus...
Either way, it's going to be good enough for you to see what's going on. The guard that you stole the key from is getting beat up by 3 larger guards, also Vishkanyas, really buff-looking snake dudes, and they're apparently beating him up for losing the key to the greenhouse. So he's getting beat in the street, and they're sort of dragging. 2 of them are dragging away, and one of them staying behind, like cursing. And he sends a different street urchin off to get a locksmith, someone you're very familiar with, someone that is part of the Crow Skull, a guy named Danny, who is an expert locksmith, expert lockpick. So they sent for him to get an extra key made. He's guarding the door until Danny shows up to make him a new key.
So while this street urchin is on his way to go get Danny, because I am gnome, I can cast ghost sounds. So I'm gonna cast ghost sounds of the voice of his mom to distract him and make him run home.
Who, the kid that was supposed to go?
The kid that's gonna go get Danny.
So you distract the kid. I'll roll and see if that works. I rolled a 2, so even with the kid's will, which is not gonna be that high, he'll believe it was his mom and be like, oh, I gotta go home really quick. It'll buy you at least 6 minutes before he gets home and realizes his mom's not there, and then goes back to what he's doing. I mean, there's still one buff guard in front of the greenhouse door.
Do I know the owner of the greenhouse?
I mean, you know the greenhouse is Perleon property, so it belongs to the mob. They sell drugs around the world.
Okay.
They have drug rings. But I think for you also, every member of the Crow Skull is always looking for one big score. Like, that's every Crow Skull's member's dream is, like, if you can just have one really good big score, you can retire. Every thief's dream is to, like, do one really good job and then not have to steal ever again. Because it's risky, like, the thief's life is very... it's a stressful life. And so if they could just put... I think if you stole... Puka, the amount that they have, they actually have the only supply of Puka dust in the world right now. You'd be like a drug kingpin, basically, if you had your hands on it.
So you're saying I need to plan a heist?
How's he gonna pull this one off? Tune in next time to find out on Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater.